भवतु पुनत्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Sairam, everyone. I offer my most humble pranams at the lotus feet of Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, respected elders, professors of our university, and all Swami's dearest children. Sairam to one and all. Today I am finding little shy to give a formal introduction to our Bharani, because the kind of relationship that I share with him is something unique that he alone knows. In fact, he is the one who got me into Swami's fold in Mudenali. And he was he studied at Puttaparthi. He joined for MBA. When I was a student there at Prasad Nilayam, I was doing undergraduation, and he joined for MBA. That's the first time when I met Bharani. That was the first time when I met. Before that, he did pre-university PUC in Alike. He passed out of PUC from Alike in the year 2006. Then later on, he joined Christ University for his BCom. And as most of our students do, like they don't want to leave Swami. They want to study in only Swami's institution. So same zeal he had, and he joined Prashant Nilayam campus to do his MBA course. And I have seen him literally, like he was everywhere, very active. And today, I don't know, like it's Sai incident or coincident. He used to take care of kitchen nutrition facility. Like he used to make sure that the food that students get at our hostel should be nutritious, and it should be up to the standard that Swami would expect. And today, Swami has given him the responsibility of taking care of nutrition of not just the children of Sai who are in our campus, but the children of Sai who are everywhere across the country, and I'm sure it'll go beyond the boundaries of this India. So that is the mission that he is spearheading. He is the director of Sai Shore Mission, and I don't want to miss. I would like to say, and that was like one incident there. I used to see. In fact, he was active. How to please Swami? He was active in sports meet. Like how can I forget that bike stunt that you did? And so many memories. I'm feeling a little nostalgic. In fact, and and then later on after MBA, he joined Chocola company, and he was working in Delhi. And I happened to go there and meet him, and we used to stay together and share so many. I think introduction is not enough. I think separate speech is required to tell about Barney and how he used to inspire me, and how what made him join Palwal Hospital, and that's how he started working. And he became a core member of Sanjeevani Healthcare Mission. Then I used to think maybe he'll settle in Delhi and he'll just head the hospital mission. But whatever, that Swami, everything goes with Swami's plan. And Swami called him back to Bangalore to work for Divine Mother and Child program. That's where he called him, saying that I'm going to start a small nutrition program. So will you come? And definitely, being a ardent follower of Swami, he said yes. And when he came here, it as you know today, it's not a small mission. It is a really really big mission that is going. Particularly in the realm of rural development, we know that stunt development is the major problem in rural India, and our university is being established only when he has taken up this project of Sai Shore as the director, there are so many challenges. It's not that Swami said and he just started off. There are so many things, meeting the people, coordinating the project. In fact, all of us know that there is a manufacturing unit that is coming in Mudenali. So it's not just happening. There are so many background work that is going on, and whole family, Bharani Anna's whole family is involved, his father is involved, everybody is involved. So it will be a very nice if we know that how it's all project Sai Shore has started. What are the difficulties that that are on the ground? What are the difficulties that we face? And in spite of the difficulties, how we are going to go about and implement the project and make sure that the rural India is free from any nutrition problem. So handing over to Bharani, and I request him to inspire all of us and make us feel that, of course, it is difficult, but with this practical knowledge, we expect him to inspire us. This is very easy. When we have Swami, it's very easy. We can also do just like how he has taken up the project. We also, when we go to rural India, we also can take up this project and help Swami's mission. That is what I request from Bharani Anna. Without taking much time, I request Bharani Anna to take over.
Sairam Yogesh, thank you for the brief introduction, and quite humbling to hear about myself. And yeah, always feels good to connect with our fellow brothers and sisters who are part of this machine. Sairam to everyone from all the campuses. I see that, Gulbarga, Nalkadranalli, Vedic Studies, and few other, and individually, many of them have joined. And I offer my humble pranams at Swami's lotus feet, who today is, if I have to define my relationship with him, who's my best friend, and that's all. That's the relationship that I share. Who is a partner with me in his mission, and all of you, my humble salutations to all of you for having chosen to be part of Swami's institutions, and you're all fellow travelers in this mission, and very nice to connect with you all. And yeah, I think briefly yesterday when I was talking to Bhupal, and I wanted to understand, okay, what is it that I should address on? He just left it open and said that, the journey of Sai Shore, how it has grown so much, and all of that. But I think what Yogesh has said, the challenges that we face, I think these are the things that I would touch upon. And because Swami's project challenges are, Swami is nothing but a challenge. So challenges are everywhere at every step. So let me just deliberate a little bit more on that. And if I'm able to not inspiration is a big word, but if my story helps you all to resonate and connect and find some kind of connectedness with it, I think it would be great. So as you all know, in 2012 I finished my MBA, and soon after my MBA I was preparing for civil services in Delhi, and I had given one attempt. I just missed by a few marks, clearing the first exam. And then I thought, okay, I should simultaneously work and then also prepare. So that's how I joined a chocolate company. It's called Chocola in Delhi. I was part of the business development there. But somehow that zeal was there to do Swami's work. So I was very, 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 very connected to service. So I was part of the Delhi organization, and initiated even breakfast seva there. So that's how it's all started. And the moment I got to know that the hospital is coming up in the outskirts of Delhi, somewhere deep within, I wanted to be a part of it. So that was a very bold step that I took, and not knowing where the hospital would be, not knowing where who my colleagues would be. So I just knew that I had to kind of jump in. And I still remember Swami in subtle form had come to Alike in November, and so I kept asking Swami, I want to be part of the hospital. Then he said, okay, wait. Then the next day he came and he said, Swami, I want to be part of the hospital. Then he said, yeah, you can do part-time work. You work outside and also work in the hospital. So, but I was not happy. I wanted to be there full-time. Then he sensed that expression on my face, and he said, want to be part of it full-time, but what will you do? What about your family and everything? Swami said, Swami, you only have to take care. And the moment I said that, it seemed as if that he was very pleased that, I wanted to be part of it full time. He said, don't worry. I'll ensure that, you're taken care of well. And in fact, I'll pay you more than what you're getting now. I mean, I'm just saying this because if we wholeheartedly jump into Swami's mission, every which way he will take care. So, and he said, immediately put me in touch with Srinivas sir, and that's how the journey began. I would say that the 2 years of my work in Sanjeevani was more like an apprenticeship in Swami's mission. I would say like how you all, after passing out from your degrees, you all get an opportunity to intern at various campuses. I would consider that because I was not much acclimatized with Swami's mission, Swami's work, and I was there elsewhere in the outside world. And immediately when I joined, it was more like an internship. And Srinivas sir, for the right reasons, he kept telling 4-5 years of you working in the trust will be like an apprenticeship. And rightly so. I would say why those 2 years in Sanjeevani was I call it an internship because they were so intense. The 2 years that I worked there were very, very intense. And trust me, brothers and sisters, the biggest advantage that when we go on to do these internships, whether it is in healthcare mission or in educational campuses, the biggest advantage or asset that we have is our ignorance, because we are very, very new, we are very, very raw, and we don't know much about it. But all we know is that we have to be part of this mission and contribute. So that zeal took me through those 2 years with so much learning, so much facing so many challenges, facing so many hardships, and at the end of the day, those experiences, it was like literally squeezing you out. Swami was squeezing me out in every which way. But at the end of the day, the experiences that I had was like the foundation for the work that Swami has entrusted me now. So there was certain things in Swami's mission is non-negotiable. What is that? Being fearless. Being fearless is no question about it. So it was, and how do you get that fearless attitude when you're doing Swami's work? It's through experiences. He'll put you through those challenges. He'll squeeze you through. He will ensure that your everything is gone. But at the end of the day, he's there to show that he's still in control. So just to give you 1-2 examples of what happened in Delhi, then I'll move on to Saishore. So just so that you're all able to relate to the story. I mean, I know that it's afternoon time. You have just finished your lunch, so just a few stories, a miracle, I would say. But it's the implication of that miracle is far more greater lessons that we learned. So I still remember that in November 1st, we The hospital was not ready. It was just bare structures. There were not even walls. There were just steel structures were there. And in 22 days, we were supposed to inaugurate the hospital. And news was that, Prime Minister of India would inaugurate it either in person or online. And we were not in a position to believe that, it would happen, that it would happen at all. But then Swami had his own way, and I was constantly getting calls from Mudanali that chartered flights have been booked, and accommodation has to be taken care of, and everything. In my mind, I was thinking the hospital is not ready. What are you talking about chartered flight and accommodation and things like that? And I was very very scared. Like how would this happen? Like in 22 days it is not possible at all to complete, at least get a what do you call, decent picture even for photograph. So I was kind of shocked. And I one day, November 1st, this happened, and November 2nd, I didn't go to the hospital. So a lot of work was going on. Out of fear, I just slept in the room. Then and see how Swami instills that faith, or he knew when you needed the most. And I got up from the bed, looked at myself, fully tanned, fully broken. Then I just cried and cried, like, Swami, what is it that we have to do now? We're going to put you down. And I just cried and came out of the room. I get a call from Srinivas sir. Then Srinivas sir was talking about making a video for the inauguration, a nice inaugural video. And in my mind, I'm thinking, sir, the building is not ready. What are we going to show in the video? So these are the things that I'm constantly thinking. But then he went on and on. Look, I'll give you a number. You speak to that guy and give him a nice brief about the work that we do. And it should be, video should always be just 2 to 3 minutes, not more than that. And he was going on and on about the video. And I found it very funny that why is he talking about the video? Then he said, so you know what? Then he said that the video has to be very crisp. Always remember, in very short, in less, you have to communicate more by speaking less. And that should be the aim of the video. Then out of the blue, he said, see, recently someone asked me in Mudanali, sir, what has been the most moving experience that you've had with Swami in the last 5-6 years in the subtle form? Then Srinivas sir said, see, I didn't speak much. I didn't speak about the big experiences and everything. I just said one line and left it, which I thought communicated everything about the mission. He said, the most moving experience that I've had with Swami in the last 6-7 years is, or the greatest lesson that I've learned is, surrender of fear at the altar of faith. And these words struck to my mind. It was somehow, it just went straight into my heart, not even the mind, it went straight into my heart, and I was all alert. Why is he saying this? Because just a few minutes back, I had cried out of fear because nothing was moving. And then after that, I just sensed that, okay, there is nothing in our hands, but all we have to do is that, whatever comes our way, give it our 100%. So from then till 28, irrespective of what challenges came and everything, I was there 100%, either addressing those challenges, addressing the issues, constantly remembering that, faith will overtake fear. Faith should overtake fear. And 28 days, the hospital was inaugurated, and it was a big function. Prime Minister came online and addressed all of us. And so that incident kind of really, those 20 days really made me realize that, it's always faith that should overtake fear at any point of time. And even when I'm saying these things now, it's reinforcing this lesson for me now all the more, because now we are getting into bigger challenges and bigger things that, it should always, faith that should overtake fear. So this was one example. So this I call laid the foundation, and this became a non-negotiable thing. So I told myself, irrespective of what happens. And you all know there'll be a lot of challenges, like, financial challenges in the projects. There'll be like, interpersonal challenges. Irrespective of that, my faith that, this will happen, that whatever we are tasked with will happen, is there because the person or the inspiration behind this, who is a realized master, who has commanded us to do it. It is his will. It's the divine will. So, and we are all part of that divine will. And he has embarked on a journey wherein we completely forget our own will and make it part of the divine will. So that's the whole thing, and it's so beautiful. And just one more incident from the Delhi hospital, which again that again sealed the foundation for the next few years of Swami's mission. I still remember 4:30 we were supposed to inaugurate, the session would start, the Prime Minister's session would start about 4:30, 4:45. All of us were supposed to be seated in the main place where the function was happening. 4:15 or 4:10, I realized that, there's no podium. Everything is set. Swami and the other guests from the nearby hotel were supposed to move in for the main place for the inauguration of the hospital, and PM was supposed to join roughly at around 5 o'clock. But 4:30, everyone had to be seated. 4:10, I realized that there's no podium, and you all know that it would be such a disaster if there's no podium for a formal function. And that's the main thing, because we had Srinivas sir speaking, we had Nasimurthy sir speaking, and all of them. Without a podium, it would look very awkward or very this thing. And how would you arrange a podium in 15 minutes? And that's when I cried out. I came out to the highway. I cried out, Swami, what do I do? And we went to luckily we have a hotel next to us. I went to the hotel, asked them, is there a podium that we can borrow from you? They were like, no, sir, only during functions we kind of hire it, but otherwise we don't have. So again, a challenge. So I glanced through the whole hall. I saw that, in a restaurant, there was not a podium actually, it was a side table kept, where they had kept all glasses and, cutlery and things like that. So suddenly it hit me that, we could use that as the podium. And that was weighing about 200 kgs because it was a permanent structure there. It was movable, but it was fixed there. Then I thought, okay, let's try taking this out. Then Kolkata youth were there, and I asked them if we can transport this to the site next door, the hospital site. They said, yeah, we can do it, but how do we do it? 200 kgs, it's not possible to lift everything and take it by hand. Then immediately in my bare foot, I ran out to the highway, right in front of our hospital. Tempo was there. So the driver was not there. So I waited there for about 5 minutes. The driver came. I asked him, where were you? Sir, I'm going to Agra now. I felt very thirsty. There was no water. I saw that some function is going on here. So I thought I'll fill my water bottle. And he just got down to fill the water bottle. And he came back, and I asked him, can you do this help? We have to move this podium. He said, okay, sir, I can do. Okay, but will you pay me something? I said, yeah, no problem. Don't worry about the money. I'll pay you. So immediately we got the vehicle. We put that podium there. And within all this happened in a matter of 10 to 15 minutes. And 4:25 or something, we landed the podium onto the stage, and everything was set. Then Swami started. So these challenges or what these incidents taught me was that, even in the worst of situations, the worst of challenges that we face through, where you'll almost feel that you are nothing, that everything is gone, the divine will still operate. It is the Brahman, or what Swami is saying. I won't say Swami, because Swami himself has been saying that, it's all the divine plan, or the Brahman operates. So the Brahman was still operational as long as it is selfless. And Swami reminded this. So after this, the hospital started, the work went on. So exactly 1 year after that, there was a 1-year anniversary. And in this speech, I was telling Swami, initially when we came, we were just 3 of us or 4 of us, and we had to face so many challenges. And Luckily, by your grace, it all went on well, and now about 100 surgeries have happened, and all of this. So Swami heard. And then when we went to his residence, Swami said, what you were talking so much there about that, initially only two of you were there, three of you were there. Before you all came, I set my foot here. And that is why this thing has come up. So what he meant was that, the Swami, the divine plan was already in operation. That is why it was all successful. So that gave me that confidence. So today, our biggest confidence is not my abilities or not my what do you call, exposure or experience. It is the faith is that we are all part of the divine plan, and the realized master is unraveling this divine plan every day. It is filled with challenges, but that faith that we're all part of the divine plan is what is keeping us moving. And so this is the brief about the journey in Palwal, and after that, about 2 years, I was there in Palwal, and then all I knew was after the first year of my work in Palwal, I got married, and my wife was here in Bangalore, and I was there, and we were trying to see, okay, if she'll be able to move there, but she couldn't move because of some work commitments. But I was very sure that, because I didn't want to take any decision on my own. So I just left it to Swami. Swami, whatever you will, I will do. So after marriage, about close to a year, I was in Palwal and she was here. And sometime in January 2018, Swami came in my dream. And and he said, will you come to Mudanalli on 16th? I said, yes, Swami. Then I checked with Madhu brother at the time that Swami has come in my dream and asked me to come on 16th. I just wanted to check. He said, yes, Swami wants to speak to you. So I booked my tickets on 16th. I was there. The first thing that as I entered the room, Swami asked, will you come back to Bangalore? I just said, Swami, whatever you command, I just want to be part of your mission, doing your work. And whatever you ask me to do, I will do it. And he, out of his infinite love, he said, I think it will be better if you come back because you are there and your wife is here. So it will be good that you all stay together and be part of the mission. Then he asked me, okay, what will you do coming back here? So then I said, Swami, whatever is your, whatever you command, whatever you ask me to do, I'll be happy to be part of it. Then he said, see, Divine Mother and Child Health program we have just launched. So just a few months back, he had launched the Divine Mother and Child Health program, for which he had made me a coordinator of the program. And he said, see, anyways, I've made you a TMCHP coordinator. I've not made you hospital coordinator. So hospital will be taken care of. Now it is growing very well. The operations now are starting. So you come back and coordinate this Divine Mother and Child Health program. And then a small seed was sown again. In that interview, he said, see, Dr. Satish Babu was telling me that, mothers hardly have any weight, just 38 kgs, 39 kgs, because we had just then started the DMCHP program. And we realized that, mothers 6th month into the pregnancy, mothers hardly have any weight. And it is so, and they're all anemic, like, very low blood count, HP count, hemoglobin count. And in one of the satsangs, Dr. Satish Babu really prayed to Swami, we should do something about giving them proper food and proper nutrition. And that's how Swami, in that interview, he mentioned we should do something about others' nutrition. So a small seed was sown, and very nicely he said, where is your father? Because my father is working in a nutritional company which manufactures nutritional supplements. And he said, you start working closely with him. Then you start exploring, you travel around and see what are good models of nutrition and everything. And then that's how he brought me back to Bangalore. But trust me, after moving to Bangalore, in terms of work, there were far more challenges, because back then, at least, we knew that, we had to build a hospital. Here, you're just thrown into the open. Okay, Divine Mother and Child Health Care program was happening. Dr. Fanindra, Dr. Satish Babu, and all of them were so very passionately involved in the program, and the program was going on. But when it came to nutrition, I was just thrown into the open and not knowing what it is, what is it that it is game for us, or what is it that we have to do. It was just an open thing. It's just you're in an open field and you have to figure out for yourself. So this is why I'm saying this is, immediately after your graduation, Swami might just pick you all up and just place you in those campuses. And the first thing is like, okay, what do I do? What do I do during these times? And that was again a very interesting journey, like 2018 till now, the way the whole concept of SciSure has come up. So all I did during those, especially from Feb 2018, when I moved to about Feb 19th, when we actually launched, was travel. So the Swami had asked me that, you travel and understand what are the various models of nutrition, what is lagging behind, what are the lacuna, what are the issues. So I would just if any information comes to me, I would just take that information, see, okay, where we have to go, and I'd travel a lot. And those experiences while traveling made me understand the real India. Like, in rural India, the situation is so bad when it comes to nutrition that you will be appalled. Like, just 38, 39 kgs of weight into 6th month of pregnancy. Children severely malnourished. You can literally see their bones. Their, this is called midam. So this part. So you can literally see that, you can cover it like this. So all those situations made me think, okay, what is happening on ground in rural India? On one hand, when you go to a supermarket, you all must have gone to supermarkets. You see the range of products. Cerelac, as you all know, has 22 variants. 22 variants for the age group of 6 months to 2 years. And Boost has about 3-4 variants. Horlicks has 5-6 variants. And similarly, for pregnant women, there are so many products. And where are all these products in rural areas? I was questioning. He said that there's absolutely no access for these kind of products, which are all the more required in rural areas. So that kind of moved me, and I felt that we should do something about it. And slowly, Swami was the divine plan was unraveling bit by bit, and first he ensured that he during in one of the visits to Gulbarga during the university inauguration sometime in July, August, I happened to be in Gulbarga. I got to know that there is a manufacturing unit in Chincholi, which is run by women and which is doing some phenomenal work. So I happened to go there. I understand, okay, what is it that they are doing. And slowly I also got in touch with my father. So initially my father was not of much help, because that we ourselves didn't know what to expect from them. So that, but then slowly that things started opening up, and we started piloting. We took few products from Chincholi in Gulbarga and piloted among the children. Then we took few products from my own father's company and piloted it among the children. So for Annapurna schools. So that's how it all slowly began to shape up. And rightly, in this, if I look back in the last 3 to 4 years, Swami would reveal the plans not by he directly communicating it to me, but as we walk, as Swami was saying on 1st January, keep walking, keep walking. So as we kept walking, the plans naturally unraveled. So it was not so much so of Swami directly guiding us or saying that, no, you go to this place, here what you will find. So it was not all that magical. So, I mean, if you are expecting that now in the Swami's mission, I think you'll be disappointed. But as we kept walking, Swami slowly unraveled. Okay, this is what you have to do. Just to give you an example, just when we were around August or September of 2018, when I had come back and when I was traveling, I got a call from my dear brother Anand, who is also part of the mission. He said, look, Karnataka government is asking for some kind of multi-nutrient supplement because their milk powder program is not going well. So they have this program called Shira Bhagya, where they're given 1 glass of milk. So plain milk is given to every child in every school, government schools. So children, they're not drinking it because even you all know at your own homes, for your brothers and sisters, we give Horlicks and Boost. So the children were not drinking it. Children would take the milk, they would just throw it. So Anand's brother got a request saying that you're already in the breakfast space. Why don't you do something like a multi-nutrient supplement, which on dissolving, it will enhance the taste and also nutritionally, it will benefit the children. So that was like so when this happened, I just realized that, okay, Swami is opening up a way. So we caught on to that idea. We researched, we piloted few products from Chincholi, from Bangalore, my father's company, and preference was for a Boost Horlicks kind of product. And we showed the results to the government, and they said, okay, you need to expand. And very quickly, Annapurna was able to take this from, say, 100 children to close to 2 lakh children. So at some point, we were serving close to 2 lakh children in the entire district of Chikbalapur, Sai Shore. So slowly, breakfast was getting replaced by Sai Shore because that was an easy and a fast way of addressing micronutrient deficiencies. So that happened. Swami showed that way. And then slowly during the pandemic hit us. You all know that the pandemic hit us. Then we were wondering what we have to do now. So that's when Swami gave us gave an opportunity for us to reflect back on, okay, how do we do that? Okay, we have done 2 lakh children now. Now, what do we do about pregnant women? Now, what do we do about little children? What do we do about Anganwadi children? So during those 8-9 months of the pandemic, we took permissions. We piloted again the products in about 50 Anganwadis in Mudanali, and we had tremendous results. And now that has become the foundation. And I kept every time I went to Swami, because Swami was guiding me on, okay, here and there he would tell, okay, we have to build a factory and everything. He would just say we have to build a factory, but every time I would ask him when. He said, wait. Time has not come. Now only after we have prepared everything, all plans were prepared, all all our programs were in place. Then Swami revealed that yes, this is the right time to start the factory. So that's how the journey of Sai Shore. And today I can proudly say that our factory will be on par with any of these big factories that you come across, either Horlicks, Boost, Cerelac. It will be state of the art, and it would be so hygienic and so state of the art that you can literally eat off the floor. So it would be that kind of standards, global standards that we are thinking. So as we kept walking, Swami gave us the right people. Right people came in. So we got a person who was one of the leading food and beverage experts in the country, who's helping us, who's helping us in the technical side of the project. So and all of this, if I look back, it is just because our individual selves got attached to that divine will of Swami. And slowly now what he is trying to teach, in spite of our, we still have our individual identity, we still have our individual egos, we all the more, I feel that, we are most of the time we are obstacles in his mission than being instruments. So, and today he's showing that, if you completely become selfless, like our Sadhguru Madhusudan Sai, like what is it that you can really do? And this journey of last few years really taught me that, yes, this is what it is about. We just have to keep walking, and as we keep walking, we have to lose our individual selves and ego, and just that, completely the divine operates through us. So this is the journey of Sai Shore. And how much time do we have? Do we have more time? Or?
You can speak till 10 more minutes. You can speak, Anna. Then we can take question and answer.
Okay.
Or would you like to take question and answer now only?
Yeah, I think question and answers would be better. That would be more interactive, because if I
okay, okay. Here is a question, Anna. When we start our journey in our organization, we are so enthusiastic initially,
Yeah.
and we'll have full of creative ideas, but slowly the enthusiasm drops and we become complacent, and we start complaining, that is not good, this is not good. So how do you stay in tune? It's very easy to do things in a day or two, but if we can do continuously good work, one day, 2 day, many people do good work, but continuous, that consistency we lack. So how do we stay on this path continuously, on this selfless endeavor, without losing any hope even a single day?
Yeah. I think very apt question, but I mean, truly speaking, even I'm not right person to answer this question. The reason being, this problem is mine as well. The problem that what they have outlined, it is not just that person's problem. It is the problem of everyone in the mission. So the comforting fact is that all of us go through this kind of feeling or this kind of thing every now and then. So for some it might be like every day, every moment. For some it might be okay, few days. For some it might be like few hours. But this feeling of that okay, we are not good enough. We're not completely selfless enough. I think we are getting complacent here. This is a issue and a problem all of us have. But where I think is an answer to this is just to know that just to know that all of us are in the same journey and all of us are fellow travelers. And moments like this or times like this when we meet and talk, it's not just an refreshing thing for you all, but it's also refreshing for me because it gives us a new perspective. So we just have to be hopeful, just like how Swami has been telling that you have no other choice but to believe that you're divine. We have no other choice but to say that Swami, pull us out of this. So just that awareness, constant awareness, Swami. Even and I'm to be honest with you all, we all do make mistakes. So many mistakes we all, and sometimes we also wonder, are we befitting enough to be part of this mission? If at all Swami knew our own personal lives and personal mistakes that we do we all is it befitting for us to be part of this mission? It's the question that all of us have. But the truth is that all of us go through these phases, because at the end of the day we are still human. We are still we are on a journey. So we have not someone like our master who has crossed over fully. So, but just be at it, irrespective of that. And the constant mantra that I keep telling myself is that no matter what happens in my life, no matter what decisions I take, no matter how the little human mind takes over me, I keep telling that I'm divine, that we are divine, we are all part of this divine mission. So that here and there will again give insights and will again give some experiences and confidences. Sometimes a little conversation can uplift you. Sometimes a little thing from the book might uplift you. Sometimes even a message on WhatsApp can uplift you. So, but just be at it.
This is a beautiful answer from your side, and actually that's what Swami also tells, that I am divine, like Aham Brahma, Sarvam Brahma. It's not like we have, it's not that we are on the mission and we keep quiet. We also continuously, we need to inspire. And for that, we have to read books on a day-to-day basis. We have to keep a time for reading books, listening to the higher thoughts. We can listen every day Swami's talks or any elder's talks, and that would inspire. It's not that we are on the path and one day it's over. And I think we shouldn't keep quiet just because we are in the Swami's mission. Things will not move like that. We also constantly need to inspire ourselves. That's what I understand. Actually, the second question is like a successive. It follows the first question. It's like in this question is like tells that we are already inspired. So when we are already inspired, we find it difficult to make other people understand what we are doing, and other people don't cooperate with us. So when we are already inspired, and particularly this happens when many people are involved, group work is involved. So when that happens, how do you inspire your fellow members to come with you for the higher cause when they don't understand specifically, when they don't cooperate?
See, one thing I learned working with Srinivas sir first, and then closely observing Swami the way he would work, is that first we have to, whenever we are working in groups or whenever we are working in teams, the first thing is connectedness. Like, we have to establish that connectedness with each other. Like, when you it's not much about what you talk when you are with a person, but more about what you feel. Like when you meet a person, like, there should be, I think, warmth. I think that warmth that comes across when you meet a person, and that does all the magic. And that's what Swami has been doing, right? Like when he goes for satsang or when he meets people, he immediately connects. That connectedness is established in the immediate second that he comes in touch with. So that is the way. So when that is the goal and not inspiring people, obviously inspiration will come by itself. See, Swami is not constantly giving inspirational talks or inspirational things or giving inspirational quotes all the time. But all he's doing is, like, connect to that person. And when that connection happens, inspiration is the immediate next step. So I feel that, and look at our own teachers, that, they're why today, as John Hislop, Swami mentioned to John Hislop when he came and met the Tyagajivis in Mudanalli and Alike. John Hislop asked Swami, why have you hidden these people from the world outside? This is like a completely different dimension in your mission. And Swami mentioned that these are the crest jewel of my mission. And why? Because they carried so much love. Every person who visited Mudanalli, first thing they would talk about is not about the education, not about the schools, or not even about the ranks that we got in PUC or in this thing. It's about that humble nature and humble thing about the teachers. So that moved people. So I think we are all here to learn from them. That, and this is what I learned personally from the teachers there, to establish that connectedness in our own way. And sometimes language is just a medium. When you have that warmth in the heart, whether be it in Kannada, whether be it in English. How many of our teachers actually, like Mudanalli teachers, are actually so proficient in English, except for a few, but still that warmth is there. So that is more important. So I think if you are focused on establishing that connectedness with each and everyone, that will do the magic. And that's all we have to do. That's all I try to do.
This is again bringing me to another question. Like Swami gets connected and all, very nice. Yes, we all have experienced. But another question follows this is like, how do we inspire youth to stay back in a village when they don't connect with Swami? Swami concept again is limited to his own devotees or something like that. So when we go to villages where they don't know about Swami, so how do we connect with them and make them realize that higher purpose like seva and all these things? How do we convince them and make them join the path of seva?
No, I think again, Swami has also been moving away from this whole form and name thing. So, I mean, you become that representation of the divine. See, just to give you an example, like there are so many students who have passed out of Mudanalli, Alike, and everything. even today, many of them come back to the institution carrying flowers and carrying fruits to their teachers. Many of them don't even know much about Swami. They don't have much connection with Swami, but they felt that connection with the teachers. Today, I know many of them. I know many of the alumni who are now slowly coming back to the hospital and serving, and they don't know much about Swami of what is happening now also with Madhusudan Sai and everything. It's just that they have felt connected with the teachers, they have felt connected with these things, and they've come back. So I think when we go out into the world outside or the villages outside, rather than thinking of how we can get across Swami's ideology, Swami's this thing to them, if we become examples, if we accept them fully, that's half the job done. See, if we are trying to go there to bring about Swami's message to the masses and everything, it's again, as Swami was saying, it's a brainwashing thing. We not have to do all of that. We just have to be and connect with those people. And this is exactly what happened in Palwal. When we went, I had no clue about people there. The language was different. The people were different, and it's hardcore Haryana people, and we didn't know how to get work done. But all we knew that that goodness was there, and I learned from Srinivas sir how every person whom you come across, you have to connect with this person. Uta hai tha, khana ho gaya kya aapka? These are the things conversation begins, and if those things come, then automatically they will be connected. So I think it's more to do with our own selves and our own understanding of how we feel one with people.
Now the next question is, as a leader, how do you manage all the people, be it your juniors or seniors in the organization, keeping all of them in the loop? Sometimes when we work in the organization, seniority, juniority comes, and how do we manage both keeping on the same loop?
Again, saying just because I'm on this side talking to you all, that doesn't mean that I'm a perfect guy solving all these problems. These are the problems that I face day in and day out, with senior people being in, so many senior people being part of the team, so many junior people being part of the team. Ideologies are different, their thought process is different, and sometimes you feel that these age gap and difference is actually not helping you move forward. You have set an agenda saying that okay, this work has to be done. Now in the process, lot of issues, lot of ego clashes and everything, but all of these is very much true. And even till today morning, we were doing a firefighting with some of the work that had to be done with the contractor, and there were some issues and things like that. But we have to realize that the problem is, as I'm telling this now, it's an inspiration for me also, that sometimes when we are in the thick of problem, the problem overtakes us, and it will seem that there is no other world for us other than solving that problem. And this is what happens when we are working with teams and everything, especially when there are interpersonal challenges and everything. When we closely work, okay, we're trying to address a problem, and in trying to address a problem, the problem becomes so much of you that you're not able to think of any other thing other than that. So that's when little bit of whatever it takes for you to detach yourself, to come out of it a little bit. It could be a simple thing of going for a walk, going for a run, and say that you have to detach a little bit to find a solution for that. So if you're closely involved, intensely involved in trying to solve a problem, but still if you're not able to solve it, then better is to detach ourselves. Because ultimately we know that even with the teams or 5-6 members teams or 10-member team that you work through, that connectedness with each of them is the fundamental and most important thing of the mission. If that is lost, I don't think the mission is lost actually.
So now I'm just getting reminded of what Swami said. Healthcare is not my mission. Education is not my mission. Maybe he didn't use that word. Sai Shore is not my mission. He didn't use that healthcare education. He used that word. Actually, you are my mission. So whatever Swami is doing, and I feel we should take it problems are there, instead of thinking I should get away from this problem, rather than that, what I understood from your talk, this problem, whatever Swami is giving, they are going to make me a better person. So these problems will help me to solve bigger problems. So in that way, I'm reaching Swami, I'm becoming better day by day. That will make us equanimous and reach, think like Swami. And you said that word, when we go back to villages, how do we convince normal, like fellow beings who don't know Swami, that word, we should become the representative of Swami. What Swami is saying, Satya Sai, out from Satya Sai, only one Madhusudan Sai has come. And Swami is not happy with that. He wants more and more Madhusudan Sai is coming up and representing everywhere. And Swami has also, just imagine, one Madhusudan Sai could do so many things. What if everybody becomes like him? So much good could be done. The means the takeaway from your talk today, I can say that we should become Swami. That is the one thing. In fact, in one of the orientation sessions, one of our faculty members asked Swami, Swami, how to be a good teacher in your university? And Swami spontaneously replied, become me. There is no way. So this is the journey we are all going through, and I'm sure Anna also, with your experience, I could make out that we are all going through the journey. And let Swami inspire us to that courage, faith. You use that courage. We should not step back. Whatever happens, let's take that one step. And with faith, it comes. And we have a very master. We have this, the golden opportunity that we have. Follow the master, then we can reach the goal ultimately. And it was a wonderful session. And thank you so much. You had come to Gulbarga to see the manufacturing unit, and please come to Gulbarga once again to see this unit, the university once more, where it's a human manufacturing unit, I can say. Many people produce so many things. Here, human beings are being manufactured, who will be divine human beings in days to come. That's what Swami is expecting. Please do visit the campus and interact with students directly. That's my humble request. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with us. Thank you so much, Anna. We will end with Sana Vatu prayer once again. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank you all. Hope I didn't put you all to sleep. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Saram, Saram.